have a system that's not perfect by a long shot, but it is a system that that allows us to make adjustments in power, in policy over the years. Every 4 years, we get to choose a new president, and as President Trump leaves office and he's on his way back to Florida as I speak, we thank him for his service, and we welcome and bless President-elect Joe Biden, and we wish him the best. And we pray that our country comes together. We only have one president at a time. And whether we voted for or against that particular president, that president is the only president we have. We wished President Trump well when he came into office 4 years ago on a Friday night. We wished him well and prayed for him, and we will do so for it will be President Joe Biden this Friday night. We will wish him well, because if the president succeeds, we all succeed. There is a long-standing tradition in this country in which we argue and we debate each other, and sometimes we're pretty tough on each other during campaigns. But when it comes to transferring power, when it comes to the election results, we accept them. We take a look at them, and as long as they look kosher, as we would say, we accept them, and we get on with the job. And going all the way back to the founding of the United States, we've had people who have believed in a expansive role of government, right? Those would be the Federalists, right at the beginning of our country, and we had the Republicans, small R Republicans, who said, "Watch big government. Don't let the government get too big. Personal initiative and personal freedom is the main thing." And both are true. And we have to find a middle ground. I believe that there are moderate people in both parties, moderate Republicans, moderate Democrats, who will listen to each other, who will learn from each other. It's not to say that they will all become the same, but as long as we listen to each other, as long as we are not so arrogant as to think that whatever our political ideology might be, it's not the last word, that there are truths beyond ideologies, one ideology. We have to listen to each other and learn from each other, love every other American as best as we can. Well, let's meditate on this for the next 15 minutes or so. This is a new beginning for America, just as 4 years ago was a new beginning, just as we have a new beginning every 4 years in this country. We have a new beginning every day. Every day God renews the work of creation. This day has never existed before. This day is new. Yes, we will build on past experiences, but and our history, but we are not locked in our personal history or our national history. We understand that this day is unique. This day is unique in your life. It's unique in the life of our nation. These challenges, the current challenges, have never been faced in the same degree and in the same combination as they are present with us today. And there are opportunities that are emerging today that have never been here before. And so let us thank God for the fact that we're living in a free nation, for the fact that life begins anew nationally every 4 years, and personally every day. So find yourself in a comfortable place where you're unlikely to be disturbed for the next few moments. Oh, I'm going to make sure my phone is off. Yes. So we don't get disturbed. Put your feet flat on the floor. Let your hands rest peacefully in your laps. Sit up straight and take your back away from the back of the chair or the sofa where you're sitting. Sit up straight. Let your chin be perpendicular to your spine. Allow your eyes to close. And give yourself the freedom. Give yourself permission to ease into a meditative state. There's no place to go right now, nothing to accomplish, nothing to judge or compare to something else. This is a time to be. This is a time to observe. We notice what's going on in our bodies. We take note of our breath. We breathe through our nose, in and out through our nose. Gentle breaths, not greedy breaths, just gentle breaths, taking as much air as we need. And we survey what's happening in our physical existence. What are we feeling in our feet at this moment? What are we feeling in our legs? Our knees, our thighs? What are we feeling? In our lower backs? What are you feeling in your lower back? Perhaps you're feeling a slight rising of your spine. With every breath that you take, you feel a certain rising up, a lightness. What are you feeling in your hands, your arms, your shoulders? What's going on in your face? What muscles are tense? What muscles are relaxed? And we ease into our meditative state. And we are aware of thoughts that enter and exit our mind. Thoughts are fleeting and not real. thoughts enter the mind in the form of images or dialogues or monologues. Sometimes a thought is important, and we observe it and we put it aside. We'll get back to it. But mostly thoughts come and go like bubbles. They rise and then they dissipate. Not every idea is real and worth paying attention to. So we understand that there is an analytical part of the brain, an analytical part of the mind that likes to solve problems. And the mind is always working to find a problem to be solved, to be explained. A situation to be compared to. But that's not necessary in most cases. In most cases, the thought is just that. And we let it go. There's that other part of the mind that observes, that's not moved. It just observes thoughts as they enter the mind without judgment. We become aware that when we get caught up in a thought, in a problem that probably can't be solved, it might have to do with a past experience or some future event. We notice that we have an emotional reaction to that thought. Notice how your thoughts affect your emotions. You think something, and you have a feeling about it. Feeling that could be joyous or anxious, content or fearful. But it begins in the mind. When we latch on to a thought, we have an emotional reaction. Emotional reactions, like thoughts, are fleeting. Sometimes we feel anxious for no reason at all. Sometimes we feel a little worried for no reason at all. Sometimes we feel joyous for no reason at all. Feelings come and feelings go. They too are like bubbles, transitory. When we feel something emotionally, there is a physical reaction. We might feel it in our stomach, in our knees. It might be written in the muscles of our face. We might feel it in our hands. When we feel angry, our fingers might curl into fists. When we feel safe, our fingers may relax and our hands are open. If we are concentrating on our tasks and our burdens in life, we feel a weight on our shoulder, literally. But right now, we observe our thoughts. We observe our feelings. We observe what's going on in our bodies. And we sit peacefully. We see things clearly. We see what is. As the sound of the bell fades into the universe, take a couple of deep breaths. Open your eyes, adjust to the light, stretch a little bit. Good. Well, this is a new day. This is a hopeful day. Every 4 years is a time for hope, a time to celebrate what is good about this country, what is good and decent about America and Americans. This is a time when we can come together and celebrate one another, even with our differences, to celebrate one another, to celebrate our common humanity, our common allegiance to the history and the ideals of America. So, Boker Tov, Boker Or, and remember to smile. And remember to bring a smile to the face of at least one other person that you encounter today. I'm not going to be having my Talmud class today. I should have canceled it last week. I just it got past me that this would be Inauguration Day. We meet for my Talmud class at 11:30, and the inauguration is going to be at noon. So we're not going to get together. I'm going to go on Zoom just to remind people who may not get the message this morning that my Talmud class is canceled, and we'll meet again next week, 11:30 on Wednesday. Okay, Boker Tov, see you soon.